And we are live. Hello, everybody. Put everything on live chat
Um,
so we can see everybody that's in here. Okay, now who's here?
from the beginning,
Yeah,
it was Buddy Carafano,
Buddy. Hello.
then Steven Andrews.
Steven. Hello.
Mm, shoot.
Dean Stevenson, I think, is next.
Oh, sorry, it changed again because it updated. It went to live. Dean Stevenson
Dean Stevenson. Hello.
and Mark Sobe.
Hello, Mark. Steven says, like the T-Bird, I like the Cougar grill better. The grill in this body would be perfect. Yeah, Steven, but the T-Bird that I posted is a 5-speed manual. I don't think the Cougars ever came in the 5-speed manual, which is the only reason I published it. So,
Mike N is here.
hello, Mike N. Welcome.
They say I used to drive a blue Nissan pickup like that, 5-speed manual.
But not with 4 doors, right, Mike?
Business Husker is here.
Hey, Pit Snipe. Thanks for joining us.
They say a 1996 pickup.
The hard body that must have been one of the last ones they had. We had them all the way up until well into the 2000s, 2010s. They put a different front end on it to make it look like the Frontier, but the rear of the truck was still the same square body. Although the Mexican truck actually didn't have the same bed on it, it had flatter tail lights because they didn't have the requirement for the side marker lights. So the tail lights are flatter, and which changed the bed. So
Mike says, nope, it was a door. Daniel Morris is here.
hey, Daniel, thanks for joining us.
They say, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Spec. Hope you're both doing well. Are you feeling better, Mrs. Spec? I am feeling a lot better. I only have like a little bit of phlegm and that whatever. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. Steven Andrews says, ooh, nice 42 Plymouth.
Yes, it is a 42 Plymouth.
Mm.
It was well into the Second World War. They still made that car. There's a few older ones in here, but when I started saving pictures, I started down at the bottom of the list, and which means there's a lot of Volkswagens in here later on.
Business says you're both sounding better.
I do have less of a cough, Pit Snipe, and Mrs. Spec is doing better. Definitely. I don't hear the coughing so much anymore.
Yeah.
So now we're ready for the next the
trip.
next trip. Now the trick is if we can both stay better instead of getting sick again. Because yesterday the temperature dropped and it felt
Yeah.
cold. Last night we brought the dog in. Wow, there's a chill in the air here. We better bring the dog in.
No, it's not. It was at like 52.
Something like that.
Yeah. Hmm. Driveway Oasis is here.
Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining us.
And Lester Lesever is also
Hey,
here.
Lester.
Lester says, I had a 1990 T-Bird in that blue color. Unfortunately, it had a 3.8 V6. I wish the 5.0 was available.
Wasn't it available in those? Because it was the second year for the Thunderbird, so it should have been available. It was not here in Mexico, but it was over there. I rented, I rented one twice. I rented a Thunderbird in California when my little Pontiac Sunbird was stolen, and I rented one in Florida when my buddy's Subaru broke down. We needed a car. What I was impressed with when we went to the Disney World, Disney Universal, that whole area over there in Orlando, we came back to Bradenton and I parked the car. We got back at nighttime. In the morning, I went out to the car and it was still cold from the air conditioning inside the car after all night. I was really impressed with how well the car sealed. And it actually drove pretty nice. You know, it's a nice driving car.
Daniel says, stay well. I'm ready for another trip.
So am I, because if we go on another trip, I'm going to get monetized on YouTube because we are 800 watch hours away from at least being able to accept super chats or whatever they're called, whatever they do, whatever they're going to allow us at 3,000. Then I have to get another 1,000 to get the ads or whatever.
I don't like that.
Well, we need to make our pennies, even though they don't have pennies anymore.
Fair, fair.
Did anybody notice on this 58 that they turned the tail lights around? So the reverse lens was at the edge and the brake light was in the middle. I think somebody did not know how it was supposed to go on and they just put it that way. That tells you a lot about the quality of work on the car. Probably younger guys were doing it. Because nobody would ever put the reverse light at the edge and the brake light on the inside. It's just not done.
Business says, which day are you heading out?
We don't have a trip set up yet, Pits Night, but we're ready for it. I got to make another sale and ready for it. The Daniel, he retracted his. The Ram Charger was supposed to have been put on the ship yesterday to go over to Jacksonville, Florida, but they were too busy loading other vehicles, so it was pushed off to today. So we're gonna.
No, the what they said it was there was no room on the port for the boat to
arrive.
Yeah, to arrive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not what I understood. When you say in the port, I'm thinking where the cars are.
No. To dock. There you go.
Oh, to dock.
The
okay.
boat couldn't dock because there was no room.
Okay, so the boat is docking, and they're going to load all the vehicles on today, and then it's going to take about 10 days to get over to Jacksonville, Florida. So that delayed it a day. So we'll see what the schedule is, but that gives us a little bit more time to make sure all the paperwork is correct, and which we basically have. The translation was done on the original invoice, and the customs agent has that. And I sent her the non-negotiable bill of lading, but I'll get her the real one as soon as I pay the bill, which is Monday, because I can't pay the bill until the truck is loaded on the boat and the boat departs. It has to depart the port before I'm allowed to pay for the passage.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So, yeah. So we're just about ready with the paperwork and everything. Everybody got paid. Everybody's going to get paid. And this will be the first one arriving over there. And I don't expect it to arrive as clean as we left it after it being in the port for 10 days, being on the ship for 10 days out on the ocean. There's 2 stops before they arrive to Jacksonville, so they're going to be moving all other cars around it and moving them off and all that stuff. And I really hope they tie each one of them down, because the emergency brake did not work on this truck. So he said he only wanted the absolutely necessary stuff to be done.
Okay. Steven Andrew says maybe they made it a turn signal.
I doubt it. There's no separate turn signals on the 58, and there's no requirement for that to happen in Mexico. It's not like Europe that needs the amber turn signal.
So it says 59 Dodge.
Yes, very crazy looking front end.
Lester says, I just looked it up. The 5.0 V8 was introduced in the 1991 Thunderbird. I missed it by one model. What year?
Really? I could have sworn they had it from day one, because I never heard anybody say, wow, this only has a 3.8. So that was weird. Then the one that I rented it was 89, and also in Florida too, it had a V6. I didn't even notice. Didn't even pay attention, but it was a rental car, so all I needed it to do was to get me there and get me back. But I never actually bought one. I never actually bought one myself. Oh, two messages. Somebody thinks it's important.
It's not important numbers.
Is it going to be Tonio? Is it going to be Tonio? No, it's the guy that's selling an Omega camper.
Your phone. Excuse me, we're on a live. Focus.
I know. I have to answer.
No, you don't.
Hey, if they hear my phone, that means I'm important.
Max is talking to Chris. He's talking to Mark. Okay. This guy says, Can I tell y'all a story about my horrible, awful, rotten, stupid day? It'll take a couple paragraphs, but we can laugh at it fully.
Sure, Pit Snipe. That's what we're here for, to laugh at you. I'm sorry, laugh with you. Laugh with you.
Okay, okay.
I'm
Mm,
not sure if the Chevy 2 was sold here originally in Mexico. I didn't really pay attention to the speedometer, but it's here.
wait, was this Stevenson here before?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
said hi
didn't.
to him. He may not have been here to hear it. When I took the Gram charger to the paint shop, he wanted to do a lot more work. Oh, you want me to paint the wheels? You want me to paint inside the door jambs? You want me to? He wanted the thing to look its best when it left there. So, on whatever, I'll get the price because I wasn't really happy with what happened with it. We had it cleaned at the car wash, and a little bit of the paint came off the plastic bumper in the back, and I don't like that. And unfortunately, we had to send it off like that. But he says it had 4 coats of color and 3 coats of clear. So next time I want him to hold the truck longer, put more heat lights on it, and do the color sanding and buffing before he gives it to me. But we had to get on the road. We had to leave at a certain day. So that was not an option here. We didn't have that option.
Then says with, add, whatever what way you can get a laugh. Mm,
This Falcon looks pretty nice with the wheels. I'm glad they didn't buy the stretched ones that are like 16-inch for a Ford Falcon. But people put a lot of time into detailing their engine compartments because there's no way it's like that after 60 years. No way.
mm.
That's a 64, not a 63.
Prisoner says, "Oh God." So the
The,
news.
the
No,
nephews.
sorry, I need to go my glasses. So the nephew's dang '93 Dakota got a new fuel pump in August. Hottest Hades, Hades,
Hades.
Hottest Hades oriented the new pump exactly like the old one, which I also noted was a precision pump, not stock.
Dot, dot, dot. Waiting for the next paragraph.
Dean says, "Yep, Henry Ford tried to cut the I'm right stuff off the driving planet." Tengo frío.
Not cold in here. It's actually warm.
Yo tengo frío.
Here's another two door sedan 64 Plymouth that could be turned into a tribute um, NASCAR.
How do you sleep?
I slept.
Oh, well. Business says the fuel gauge never measured above a quarter tank, and I tested out all the electrical and found nothing wrong. New pump still only measured to a quarter tank, but it ran well and took the kid too.
And I told the kid to
Oh, and I told the kid
dot, dot, dot.
too. Uncle Nickerson is here.
Hey, Glenn. Welcome. Which is the sweet ride? By the time you say that, we're on to another car. You got to be more specific. 65 Valiant convertible, even though the guy put it in as a 64. I'm looking at the tailgates, at the taillights, thinking, that is not a 64. I know my 64 Valiants. That is not a 64.
You need a haircut.
I know, which you'll do later today.
No.
We're going out tomorrow. I have to look my best.
Yeah, and I have things to do later today.
So what?
What do you mean, so what?
How much later?
Like 5? What time did we finish this?
5? We finished this at 4.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. No, you got to push your thing.
No, sorry. You should have told me with time. This says just reset the trip odometer every full tank and fill at 250 miles at most. Pulled it into town last month worked in the shop, came out and it was dead. No fuel pressure, but full voltage too.
Oh, he put four dots. Dot, 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 dot. He's
Um,
describing the Durango right now.
this is who's the hot blue chick in that convertible?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was a chick or just something drawn on the window, but I didn't do it.
Glasses, you got to be slower. 2 seconds is slow enough.
I'll bet you never guess how much the guy wants for this Thunderbird. I was hoping Thunderbird 68 would be in here to see this. But how much do you think the guy wants in pesos for this 67 Thunderbird? Take a wild guess in pesos, Mexican pesos. Believe in yourself is here. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Spec and chat. Are you going to read Pit Snipe?
Sorry, I'm reading. Business says the pump. Well, no fuel pressure with voltage to the pump. Dang it, bad pump. I thought. So I just got it replaced this week and cleaned the tank and noticed these two semicircular wear marks on the wall. And oh yeah, because I said there was no gas in it.
Are you kidding? You went through all that because there was no gas in it? Chris, you are almost correct. He wants 900,000 pesos for this car. You were very close.
The says Miss Mexican Spec plays not just hardball but jugar. What do I play hardball? Play.
Keep reading. Pit Snipe is not done.
The tank float was misaligned and driving itself into the wall.
Mm,
Now explain.
I don't know. You have to ask him.
But I don't know what hardball means.
Dean, why does she play hardball?
What does the hardball mean? Tell me.
Ask him. I don't know.
You don't know what hardball means?
Yes, but he has to tell you how he means it.
Oh.
Who's gonna pay over $50,000 for a '67 Thunderbird, no matter what it's like? I mean, it's very black, and it shouldn't be. Everything's black on it. It should not be. I had one of those, a '68, and every time I drove it, it felt like somebody was was aiming at me and almost hit me many, many times. So I just stopped driving the car and I sold it.
Chris says hardball might mean something else entirely in English. Oh.
That is totally possible, Chris. I saw the car, I saw my Thunderbird a couple of years later. It had damage on every body panel, every one of them. So people were actually aiming at it, and it wasn't just a phantom feeling I had. Wrong everything, Buff. Hello, Buff.
Wrong steering wheel on what?
Now, this is a nice car. And the other Barracuda in here also is a nice car, only because of what's in the center console, or what's next to the center console. All 67 Fords should only have the 67 Ford steering wheel that has that big thing right in front of your face.
Negotiation tactics.
You play hardball, so you don't give in.
Oh, because I said I wasn't gonna cut your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She's going out with her friends tonight, so.
It's my book club meeting. Business says, got her hung back up, tossed 5 gallons in, and headed to the gas station. Fuel gauge works. But when I came out, I found the passenger door was locked and the driver's door handle is broken. This is aggressive negotiation tactics. Hold on, Mrs. Mexican Spec.
Wow, Pit Snipe, it's one thing after the other. My truck is not empty. It just it just stopped right in front of the house. I mean, it did stop. We were at a signal light close to the house, and it just stopped, but it started right back up. Why it stopped, I don't know. But in front of the house here, it just stopped, and I couldn't get it. It wouldn't start again. It has like a little under a half a tank.
Josh
Josh is,
Coleman is here.
hey Josh, welcome.
I was waiting for you to finish. This now says new door handle is sitting on the bench. So I tried to slide the rear sliding glass up out of its track. It exploded all over the cab.
There's just vehicles, Pit Snipe, that do not want to be fixed.
Maybe you're having a bad like a cloud over your head today.
Or maybe because it's a 93 Dakota. That could be. Is there anything that's going to be next, Pit Snipe? Did you actually get into the truck? I assume so if the glass exploded. They don't have wing windows, do they? The 93.
Um,
I'm going to try to renew the registration on the black car
mm-hmm.
and see if they'll let me renew the tag for this blue, yellow and blue plate.
Business says it runs like a striped ass 8 though.
What engine is in it, Pit Snipe? You have the V8? You can tell this car is a Mexican car because of the V8 emblem on the side, right above whatever that other emblem is. It's too far away for me to see it. But that's the V8 emblem I have on my Dart out here. 318.
Business says made it home. Haven't looked at the course thing since. Just let it snow right into the damn window.
Are you ever going to give it back to your nephew? Or is it going up for sale? Let it be cursed with somebody else. Okay, Chris, we'll be here. Hope everything comes out okay.
Rude.
Nothing looks better than wide steel wheels with the small hubcaps inset. And those are Mexico only hubcaps, if you'll notice the design. Those weren't used in the US.
I saw that on that Damien Omen 3. I don't think I saw any of those movies.
Mm-mm.
Business says he's driving the four-wheel Ranger while we're winter weather.
Oh, okay. So he has the Dakota to look forward to when the weather gets warmer. But which engine's in the Dakota? Could be a 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, or 8-cylinder. It came with all of them. Now this one has the gear shift lever in the middle of the console. The other one had the gear shift lever on the side of the console. So that's kind of weird. I'm not trying to do all Mopars here.
Then says stained class. The snipe. Your stained class.
I wonder if the US cars had that trim in between the taillights on the Belvedere. Or is that a Mexico only thing? Has anybody ever seen that before? Mark says, the last little while I've been watching Gary's Repair and Custom Speed Shop lives. He was doing heads on a 4.7 Dakota. I seem to be the only one watching. Well, yeah, because it's a 4.7. my buddy at the tire shop, Gustavo, had a 4.7 Dakota like my Durango, and we went on a little trip, and I of course the engine is tick 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 tick. So then I deliver the Ram Charger over to the body shop, And I see the truck sitting out there, and he says, "Oh yeah, that's my truck. I got it from Gustavo." And I said, "Even after you heard the tick 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 in the engine, you took the truck?" Jeez, I wouldn't have.
Business says, I'll just have to get it scheduled for the glass shop. The windshield is fitted to hell and gone, so I can't imagine a sliding glass will be too expensive. Dakota is 3.9 liter V6 Magnum.
Oh, okay. I put a windshield in my Durango. It was, I think, a little over $100 US for the windshield and installation. It wasn't that much because it was really bad, even though it has very few miles on it. Glass does not hold up.
Mm, freezes back. Dean says, it'll be blessed since you touched it this night. Bob the Campo says, I never saw that trim before.
I don't think I have either, especially on a Belvedere. It's not even a top of the line car.
Glenn says, had one of those. I had a 69 satellite, different trim pane.
Yep, panel.
Josh says, US Spec. Oh, panel, sorry. I thought it was a business says loading. God, I feel stupid. Unlike a damn Ford or Chevy, there is no notch in the fuel pump lid to align it.
Really? I guess we just. Well, I would assume that when you put it in, the inlet for the pump has to aim to where the hose is coming off the vehicle. So that's an indication of how it goes.
Mm. Teams is one and buff. Mark says Mexican Spec. Yeah, it was a 4.7, but I support YouTubers.
Yeah. But was
Mm.
his engine ticking? Is that why he's doing it?
My question is, Mark, if you support YouTubers, why haven't you seen Iron Lung? Mm? Mm? Well, answer me that one.
Okay, stop everything. Here's a very rare swept side panel truck carry all. It needs work. 225 under the hood, but very, very, very rare. I've only seen one other one, and it's in the U.S. So this one is for sale, and it needs work.
Mm.
There's not many pictures of the body, but they painted the wheels. They've done some trim work on it. I don't know where the taillights would come from because I don't recognize the taillights. Hopefully they're with the truck, but it would need a complete restore, which we could do here. We could absolutely do here. We could have it painted and then reassembled with everything. I'd have to see if the transport company would want to move a non-running vehicle. Although
Jay,
it may run.
Jay's here.
Hello, Jay. Thanks for joining us.
Also, Pericola is here.
Hey, Barry. What's going on?
And Mark says, I support in the ways I can. Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay.
Remember, they're buried under snow up there.
You just,
He'll use that as an excuse. They're buried under snow, can't get to the theater, or it's not playing up there.
mm.
I have a set of those wheels too, those white
It
wheels
was
sitting out here,
#1 movie in Canada, so I don't
but
think
maybe
it
not
is
in
not.
his neighborhood.
No.
You never know. Why am I so tired?
I don't know, baby.
Probably because we walked a lot yesterday,
My legs were hurting.
and
I
I
like
and I walked the day before a lot.
when I was sitting in the chair, my legs were hurting. I wanted to stand up.
Chris, it's called Iron Lung. You have to like that kind of movie though. It would give me really a lot of anxiety watching it.
Oh, I'm you. Sorry,
Why are you me?
because I'm on your. On your.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. There are javelins in Mexico. All have inline sixes under the hood, unless it's a imported car.
And then says what it's like. Pure un AI content
Un AI
on
content.
AI content. It's 270 Signet costing is great.
Who are you talking about, Dean?
The guy in
Oh,
the
what
music
it's
video.
like. What it's like is the channel. Yeah. Okay. Iron lung, Dean. Aqua lung is a different thing.
What's that for long?
I think it allows you to swim underwater.
Um,
Does anybody like safaris? This is a 1971 model with the original 71 tail lights on it. Flat tail lights.
this is I'm the one putting putting it like Jethro.
You'd have to know what Jethro Tull does to understand that. So I'm out.
Um,
I
I
don't know.
I finished my book yesterday,
Did
last
you?
night. Yeah, well,
Congratulations.
this morning because like what was I gonna do in my book reunion if I didn't finish my book?
Exactly.
So yeah, I finished my book.
You would
It was
just say TBD next.
no nice safari thing, says Chris. Jay says, I thought you were going to go vertical live stream today's specs.
What I said was on Sunday night we are going to try it.
Yeah, I already have the video. It took me a
And
bit.
you have to do an adjustment on
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
size. So we're gonna see if it works.
It says many are 282 4.6s. This just says, ooh,
Oh, you mean the
ooh,
javelins, Dean?
Aqualo. Mark says to Mexican Spec, so what does Aaron Long have to do with supporting YouTubers? Because it was made by a YouTuber.
One hundred
It was
percent.
it was 100% made by a YouTuber. He supported the whole movie. He backed it up. He made it. He produced it. He started. It was done by a YouTuber. Dean says Jay latest work post
Jay's
Jay's latest
latest
post
post.
watched it on the way to work. Dean says at 3:45 a.m. Parker says Ian Anderson. Who's Ian Anderson?
I don't know.
Didn't we saw that car already?
There's a lot of pictures of it.
No, like last Sunday.
No,
I
I don't.
remember that sign, Seminoles Aviación.
I don't. I don't think so.
I do.
Because I haven't. I've never published that one because I would never publish pictures with a dealership like that.
I remember that background. Yeah, this vertical live stream builds views and subscribers. I want like say 4,900 viewers, 10 subscribers. Ooh.
Views, not viewers.
Mm.
10 subscribers.
Déjame, a ver, léelo tú. A ver,
I'm
no.
reading.
No, qué lástima,
No,
léelo
I'm
tú.
reading it.
No, qué lástima.
No,
Qué lástima.
no,
No.
no.
Te
I'm reading up
vas a que.
there.
Te,
Dean Stevenson. Well, Jethro Tull, his lead singer, he did catch an STD. And Chris says, Ian Anderson is the lead singer of Jethro Tull. I wouldn't know. Music was never that important for me to learn their names.
good.
Oh, Josh says, I noticed that the sign said aviation on it at the last dealership. Do they sell airplanes? I seriously doubt it. Probably just a word they used.
Or a school. Yeah, it's what do you how do you translate that to?
Aviation.
Yeah, aviation.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same word.
And this is standard total dialing with Ian. So it says, I did find a YouTube hack that actually worked extraordinarily well for removing the carbon from the intake valves on direct injection engines. Soak in carb, clean the chuck, and wad of zip ties into the drill. I could direct those ties all the way behind the valve and everything. Worked amazing. May not even break out the walnut shell blaster. Glenn says, in the shuffling madness. Jay says, Mrs. Beck's right.
You would side with her, Jay.
Of course. Lester says, Ian Anderson also plays the flute. Barry says, Ian Anderson is also a fellow enthusiast of vintage motocross bikes. Um, Dean says, on one foot, Lester just like the Greek muse. On one foot, Lester just like the Greek muse. Go. What type of flute, Lester? Pick up. Berkuda says, assist Lyle Lovett.
This does not look bad with the Maverick hubcaps on it, wheel covers. Kind of flat. What?
Mm-hmm.
Another Safari. There's a few in here. Different years. I'm going to have to make a page just for the Safaris, just like I have for the Ram Chargers and the Carryalls. Pitt Snipe says, Crouchberry, I ain't thought of Lyle Lovett in 20 years. Is he still alive? Google can tell you that, Pitt.
Who's Lyle Lovett? No,
Lyle Lovett, where the joke and the setup are the same. Isn't he a musician of some kind?
I don't know.
Oh, this is a 72 because it has the early tail lights too, but extra reverse lights. People get really creative with these Safaris with their seats and floorings and stuff. Mark says, I had a Datsun wheel covers on my 73 Mustang. Why? Just take the wheel covers off and go with the steel wheels, clean steel wheels. He says, I think of Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett often. Why would you think of them often? That was such a mismatched pair. Which is probably why she was with him. To be the good looking one in the group, in the pair. Uh-oh.
Jay says, let's talk real music, like Van Halen. Wolfgang Van Halen coming to Buffalo March 3rd at a small club. We may go check them out.
Who's Wolfgang Van Halen? Because Eddie is no longer around.
Regular says, yes, I think it's alive. But Snap says, love it, it's alive. I'm touring with John Hyatt. Dean says, I like that AMC Mexican Spectre.
No AMC Dean VAM.
Glenn says, Dean, but do they think of each other often?
Do exes usually think of each other?
I don't think of my exes. So no. Music. Well, I'm of a younger generation. I do like Metallica. So there's that.
These wheels always look good on one of these. If they have the center caps. The VAM center caps.
Dean says to Jay, I've been worried. Everybody worried if you didn't go. Lester says uh, to Jay, yes, a Philip Hammock Piccolo. Chris says Wolfgang is Eddie's kid, quite an accomplished musician from what I'm told.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't follow their family. I mean, I had a huge crush on his wife from very early on.
Dean says, Glenn, you pose a very valid question. Regular says, never thought she was particularly pretty.
No, either did I, Barry, but she certainly did, and so did everybody else telling us she was.
But California says, Wolfgang is Eddie Van Halen's son.
I wonder what kind of crap he took in school for having that name.
Mark says, I don't like Metallica for what they did with Napster. I don't know what they did with Napster. I don't like I don't like follow people. I just like listen to music. Jay says Eddie Van Halen's son with Valerie Bertinelli. He played. Mira, ya me vas a corregir, ya me vas a corregir.
You can't get her name
no,
wrong.
Aguanta.
She's still cute in her 60s.
What do I care? He played bass in place of Michael Anthony the last time I saw VH in Buffalo.
Mm.
Those a couple things. I like that wagon except for that bumper bar.
That was common here in Mexico at the time, Buff, so people didn't damage your lights or grill or anything. So yeah, a lot of cars have those, front and rear. It's weird when it goes directly across the tail lights where the bulbs are. So it kind of dulls the tail lights, but what are you gonna do? Been there for 50 something years now, or 50 years. This one was converted to the floor, a manual converted to the floor. You can see the steering column there. Dean says, Bam, room, VW, whatever you say, Mexican Spectre. I like it. Yes, I do.
Businesses. Was that Mexican tourists? What? My Spanish?
I didn't think I said anything.
Jay says clean car, interesting interior. Barracuda says I'd rather be Wolfgang than Gaylord.
Well, that's true. Because with Gaylord, one side is not so good, the other side is good. So you just drop the gay and go with Lord.
That's not fair.
What?
Who's to say gay is not good?
Nobody chooses to be gay.
No, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Natalie Seinfeld.
I wonder what kind of work the upholstery guy here really does if you give him a full job. Because they repaired the seat on the Ram Charger really well, made it look almost brand new. But what would he do? Because I had seats done on an 83 Capri here, the bucket seats and the rear seat, and nothing lined up when it came back. So when you
Yeah.
sat in the seat, you were kind of like facing the A pillar because back the back is bent or whatever. So I did not like that the job he did, and the upholstery did not last very long. I guess you really should get automotive upholstery and not just some kind of pattern that you like. But I didn't know where to go at the time to get automotive upholstery. I wasn't going to leave it up to him. Look at that engine paint. Yes. See, Thunderbird 1968 is not here to look at this because this is the truck I was telling him about last week. This has bed liner cover on it, and it's a 74, but it has a 79 front end, and does have seats in it, and it runs 302 4-speed, but it would need all of that bed liner stuff taken off. Oh, it's only a two-door too. Bed liner stuff taken off, or just go with it and leave that on there and just have an off-road kind of put the four-wheel drive stuff on it and have an off-road carry-all. But it's very inexpensive, this one, compared to everything else on the market. So that's why I was showing it to him. Wouldn't this be a neat Canadian truck?
Canadian.
Because that's where he lives.
Oh.
Mark says, laughing my ass off. Slant six and a Hemi badge on the front on the fender. Mexicans love their stickers and badges. They put anything on the car. Tourette, a long tour. Dean, pit snipe. Right, Mark? Dean, Tourette, a 3-hour tour. Yep. Actually, et means smaller, doesn't it? Pit snipe, a lift strut sticker on the valve cover. Yeah, they like to put stickers everywhere. And Mark says to Pitt, I had an 89 C15 and made it look like a 454 SS, but there was no way I was going to stick the 454 SS stickers on it. So you just painted it black, basically. Yeah, this thing apparently needs some electrical work. It has the aftermarket turn signal switch on it. It has a missing wiper button on it. No heater, and it looks like it has a starter button on it too. So key isn't working either.
Mm.
All seems pretty easy on a Ford. When I bought the last, I think it was a 75 or 76 that ended up in New Jersey. As soon as I bought it, one of the taillights wasn't working, and the front left turn signal wasn't working. So I stopped at an OXXO and looked into the wiring on it, and I needed to do some wiring to reconnect some wires on the front turn signal. So a guy next to me says, "Oh, I have some electrical tape," and he gave me the electrical tape, and I fixed it, and then the turn signal was working, and I had to replace a bulb on the left rear to get that working. So I had taillights and turn signal. So lucky I know how to do all that stuff.
Business says, low mark. I had a 73 Nova SS, allegedly. It had a 250 CI cubic inch
Inline six.
inline six. I saw that engine as an irrigation power unit to pay for the 400 cubic inch small block build. Jay says, ooh, a Hemi head on a Slant 6 will be cool. Ever see the Franken 6 Ford 300 with LS swap heads?
I have not seen that.
Chris says, all seems really easy on a Ford. All seems really typical on a Ford.
Well, it was wiring. It wasn't because it was a Ford. It was because wasn't well taken care of, or somebody else got their little fingers in there and did some stupid stuff. But I fixed it because I had to drive it 1,000 kilometers home.
Mark
And I
says,
needed turn signals.
Mark says the Mexican spec and black bumpers, everything black. 54 SS also had a 275 60 R8 15 tires, which I also put on.
Okay.
It says tour at a less than and including 3 hour tour. Mark says baseline cool. Baseline says I think that Chevy 250 is still pumping water to this day. Lowell, you can kill him.
You like this one, Chris? This Combi with a camper conversion. Air cooled though. Don't know how fast it's going to be to get on the highway. Well, I have a customer that has an Ormiga right now, not my previous customer, and he sends me a message and he says, "I want an Ormiga that is a camper." So there happened to be one for sale here. Kanguru is the maker of the camper. On the original factura or the original invoice, it says it has the camper conversion, so it's originally to the truck. It doubled the price of the vehicle, that camper. So I'm looking at, talking to the guy, talking to the owner, trying to get transport and everything. You'll never guess where it is. Where do you think it is?
¿Dónde compramos la primera?
Hmm?
¿Dónde compramos la primera?
No. Donde compramos la última. Celaya.
Ay, no.
It's in Celaya, Guanajuato, where we just bought the Ram Charger. So we would have to go there again, do the deal on it, but I'm not driving an Omega.
Jake, this is Nogales.
No. It's in Celaya, Guanajuato, where we just bought the Ram Charger. We would have to go there, make the deal, then deliver it to a transport company like Tres Guerras or whatever, a trucking company, because I am not driving that thing anywhere. But once the guy gets the amount from me, the buyer, I don't think he's going to want it, because the camper needs a lot of work, and it's all aluminum, so it's not like you can weld and everything on it. No, you got to, I don't know what he has to do. But I mean, if he just wants us to fill all the dents with Bondo and paint it and make it look brand new, we can do that and change the color, do whatever. But the Omega weighs twice as much as this Safari, Chris. He says it weighs 4,100 pounds, I think. I hope it's pounds. 4,100. The whole interior looks like it's made of wood. I said, wow, that wood weigh a lot. Does the engine move it? And he says that's not wood, that's aluminum that I painted to look like wood. The roof, all of the everything inside is painted to look like wood. I said, wow, you did a really good job because it fooled me. It really looks like wood. The whole interior of the Ormiga, the camper.
I'm gonna get a coffee.
Okay. Jay says my second guess was Santa
Santa Lucia.
Santolosa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where
Santa
that
Lucia.
is. It's night. Exactly, Glenn. Make everybody's commute a little more fun and challenging. TIG weld aluminum. It doesn't really need to be welded. It just has little dents everywhere. And I mean, for what the guy's asking, it needs a lot of work. Well, Barry, if this Safari had the orange before the McLaren, then it would be Volkswagen orange, wouldn't it? On the McLaren. There's no way, Jay, that it's 4,100 kilos for an Omega with a camper conversion. That would be 8,000 pounds. No way it weighs as much as my hearse. Dean says it's an M81 Mustang color Barracuda. Josh, if it were kilos, it wouldn't be able to move. Not with a Volkswagen Type 1 engine, Josh. No way. 4,100 pounds less than my plow Yukon. You can't compare a full-size SUV to an Omega. But I'm saying it's going to have to be transported over here, and then I would put it up on a trailer and deliver it to him at the border here. Granddad's Junk is here. Welcome, Granddad. It's Junk. Barracuda brother and Dean brother, what is up? It's not. Good day. And I put this Volkswagen in here for you, Chris. Volkswagen wheels on it, and then the doors open backwards. I'm not sure I'd want to drive this car with the doors opening like that unless there was a really good secure way to secure the door from the inside. I don't trust just a latch. J. VW fuel injected 4-cylinder, right? Yeah, I think it is a newer model. I think it does have fuel injection. If there's a plug on what looks like the carburetor, that's fuel injection. We've seen this one before. Well, I showed it again. Don't you just want to have those wheels on your Volkswagen? I'm sure you can find them over there. Dean, J, you dare use metrics. I'll pound you this 9,038.95143 pounds, bro. Barracuda. Good morning, grandfather. Connor Lake Havasu, greetings. Welcome, Connor. Thank you for joining us. And of course, everybody knows what the Brasilia is. I had a hard time finding a really nice one, so I put this one. Big clown wheels on it, no bumpers. I kind of like bumpers on a car with the way people drive around here. Don't care about anything at all. There's no way that the speedometer is working on that car. No way. Dean, Granddad's Junk Clandestine Deer Recovery Outpost. Welcome. It's there. It's even got a little damage on it. It needs to be fixed. But there are some nice ones here. But they drive just like a Volkswagen Beetle, just with more room in the front. So, Pitts Night. Fist bump, Granddad. You'll have to scroll up and read my horrible, rotten, and idiot story. It'll give you a giggle. Fun. My son's 978 Porsche 924, when he had it, used a VW van fuel-injected liquid-cooled engine. You mean the 1.8 in the front? Technically, it was a Golf engine that the VW van just borrowed, so we have to call it a Golf engine. Dean, I think I hear deer eating your succulents, bro. Perfect wheels. Clown wheels, Dean. They're clown wheels. They're way bigger than they need to be for that car. You think they hit when you turn the steering wheel? And that license plate there, It's a shame that that state, Jalisco, is now forcing everybody to get new license plates for their cars. So we're not going to see those yellow and blue ones anymore. It's a shame. It was the only state that was still running old license plates on their cars. Old cars had old plates, so you could see approximately when they came into existence. But I guess they want everybody to have new license plates now. So what they did was they expanded because Jalisco was like HY up until well into the J's, but now they've extended it into the K's, which nobody else is using. I guess it was just waiting there for for somebody to use them. They've never used K's in the state before, but they are now because there's so many cars that need new license plates. They had to use the all of the letters, the H's, the J's, and the K's. But it's a shame we're not going to see the old license plates anymore. I have 3 of them here, so I don't know what I'm going to do with mine.
Do you want me to walk by in front or in the back? Put your chair in the middle.
I'm going to try to renew the Spirit and see if they'll accept the renewal for next year's registration, or they say, nope, you have to change your license plate. I'm going to see what they do. I just paid the registration on my Durango. I have to go pick up the sticker and the registration card. So now it's renewed for 2027.
Is it not emailed to your house?
No, I had the Gestora.
Emailed.
I had the Gestora do it. And it's not my house. It's not registered to me.
Fair.
So it's now registered for the next year. It's insured until December. So now I have to get it running again. I charged the battery. I'm going to go put the battery back in it later and see if it'll run or if it'll just start giving me problems.
What is Dean talking about?
What are you talking about, Lester? What's perfect for the junkyard? Somebody's put a lot of work into this bus. When you have no hair down there. He asked what a Brasilia was.
Ah.
That's a Brazilian. You have to add the N to that. A Brasilia is a car that was designed in Brazil, and Brazil gave Mexico the okay to go ahead and make it here, but only in the 2-door hatchback. They had a 5-door hatchback in Brazil. We didn't get the extra doors here. But it uses the same engine and everything as the Beetle, as every other liquid air-cooled vehicle, the van. They all use the same engine. They never switched to the Type 2 engine or the Type 4 engine or any of that. It was always the same engine. And it drives just like a Beetle, but it looks like a station wagon. It gives you a little bit more room inside. I guess it was more of a family car than the Beetle. Yeah, now my hand won't move. I guess it's a little more of a family car than the Beetle. It was an option for people.
Business says ignore me and Dean, Miss Anna. This says the clown wheels on the Brasilia.
Well, you sell them and put the regular wheels back on because there's some other clown out there that wants to put the clown wheels on his car.
Granddad says this knife. That's funny.
These little Renault 4s, you rarely see one in good condition, which is why I posted it here. But he wants a ton of money for it. And I can't see spending money on something like that. It's not an enjoyable car to drive. It's just like the older Opals. They're all rattle traps. He went back and read your story, Pitts Knife. It's usually a Ford that you can't trust the gas gauge.
He says, why would we do that? It's not you give the best laugh.
Every time I buy a vehicle, I take it to the gas station because we have to, go on the highway with it or whatever, and I fill it up, see if the gas gauge is working. On the black Dart that I bought, the gas gauge wasn't working and the odometer wasn't working. So Mrs. Spec had to tell me on her GPS how many kilometers we had gone, so I knew when I needed to put fuel in it.
That one was a juicy.
Yeah.
They had like 3 things open at once that I was checking constantly.
Hmm. But it's what we had to do to get the car home.
Yeah.
We didn't really have any parts or anything. We couldn't pull the gas tank where we were, or try to get an odometer working with the speedometer cable or whatever. It was way beyond those guys. It was a tire shop, suspension shop, stuff like that. They didn't know anything about old cars. So we did have them put in a three-hole power port or whatever, so we could charge the phone and use the
Yeah.
use all that. But that's easy, just connecting a couple of wires.
It says, okay, I keep missing selling details as a sector. Glenn says, it doesn't matter how well it rides, it matters how cool you look driving it.
That's
That,
weird because I never thought that, Glenn.
that reminded me of you driving the hearse with the white face painted on and the
Yeah, for Halloween.
for Halloween.
Yeah. When you're going as a, let's see, I was driving the hearse, and I
Well,
had,
no, you have to explain the whole story. They don't know what you're talking about.
well, my friend and I decided he had, this was in 1985 or 86. He had a showroom condition 62 formal limo with the divider, and also a 1960 hearse. I forgot which coach company it was. I think it was SNS. No, it was Superior. Oh, maybe it was Superior. But he had them both. Now, if you don't know anything about hearses, if you don't know anything about the commercial chassis Cadillacs, the 1962 formal limo has the 1960 fins on it. When the passenger cars went to the straighter fin, the limo still had the curved fin. So it had the same fins as the hearse, so it looked very similar. So for this Halloween, my friend called a couple of his friends, and he had one guy dress up as Marilyn Monroe, who was in my car, but in the back of my car because she was gone, and I think another guy dressed up as JFK in the limo, and we went out to Hollywood Boulevard, and we're driving down Hollywood Boulevard, and somehow we found a place to pull over and park both cars, and I got out and opened the door. I was driving the hearse. I opened the door for Marilyn, and she got out, of course, in the white dress. They always have the white dress. And he got out and opened the limo door for JFK, and then there was both of them there, and I was in whiteface. I don't know. I was like 18, 19 years old, something like that. So I was in whiteface, oversized coat, and when you're in whiteface like that, you can't have any expression on your face at all, just blank. People were watching. I was just standing there with my hands crossed like this, waiting for her to be done, to hop back in the car, and for us to take off. And so many people were around us. And then we took both cars to a parking lot, and we parked them, one slightly ahead of the other, and took a picture across all four fins because they were the same with the lights on. And I'm sure he had the picture around somewhere. It was a really neat picture showing four black fins at night with the marker lights on all of them. But yeah, that was an interesting night. There's a lot of things you can do at night when you have limos and hearses and stuff at your disposal. I mean, showroom like they were brand new cars, like they were never used.
Very good. That says, I haven't forgotten your brand new joke yet, It's nice. Business says, Lil Barry, I swear that was an old Dangerfield line. Barry says, sounds like a Dangerfield. And then says, R4s are well manicured mobile garden sheds. And Dean says, Snipe, lady, you ain't going. Dean says, no, we're in this car. No, we're in this car. Snipe says, no,
AI did.
I did that. That was Bill Hicks. Then Dean says, Day of the Dead hearse. And Barracuda says, have you heard the one about the 16-year-old girl with a list at the doctor's office? Connor Lake Havasus here?
Yeah, he's been here.
Okay, I missed it. They say how much for the toy?
The prices vary on those. I'd have to go back and look at them. They're all long beds though. I didn't find any short beds on the earlier ones. Weird.
Business says my wife and I were having for 20 years. Then we met. Bean says sling
Sling blade.
sling blades business. Mark says I knew someone who had an early 1920 Pierce Arrow hearse.
Wow.
Story on it was ordered, then the funeral home went bankrupt. It then got rebind as a 1929, I believe.
Revind.
Rebind as 1929, I believe, as and sold as such.
Oh, that. Why would they need to revin it? That's weird.
Business says do tell Barry.
Especially since the VIN doesn't say what year the vehicle was back then. It was just a bunch of numbers.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter.
yeah. Do tell Barry. I'm a little scared. Business says I haven't spoken to my wife in years. I didn't want to interrupt her. But
Mrs. Spec doesn't really talk to me. She just sends me messages on WhatsApp
hmm.
over and over and over again.
Well, that I do that when I'm in the computer and I can't get up.
Right.
But I do talk to you.
I'm not yawning. You're yawning. You have rocked it, Mexican Spectre. I do have too much hair right now. It does not want to do what it's supposed to do. Dean says it's a 16-year-old home. It's okay.
It was Pierce Arrow that rebranded to sell as new, I guess.
Okay, but how would the buyer know it was new because it had a new VIN? That doesn't make any sense, but that was 100 years ago, so I don't know. I'd love to see a Pierce Arrow hearse with the headlights stuck to the fenders and the whole ornate thing and what kind of body they put on the back. It had to be as ornate as the front of the vehicle.
Since I told my therapist that everybody hates me, he said that's absurd. Everybody hasn't met you.
That's true.
They're taking Belief's job.
What?
They're taking Belief's job.
Mark, do you know if it was a carved hearse or it had windows or what kind of body it had on it? Because a lot of those early cars were carved, wood carvings in the side of the body. Absolutely gorgeous vehicles.
Go out and for RTF jokes. I don't know who RTF is. It was the 1920s. The models didn't change much, I assume.
No, they didn't. And especially during the Depression, nobody made a new vehicle or anything. They were just, when somebody wanted one, they made it because not many of them were sold, especially Pierce Arrows. It was one of the most expensive vehicles in the country. And that Duesenbergs were also out at that time in 28, 29. So, yeah, that was competition for Pierce Arrow.
Further, the doctor using a stethoscope said, "Big breaths." She said, "Yet I'm only 16." What?
13.
16.
Oh, 16. Okay.
Mark says, "I remember I did see it, but that was probably 35 years ago."
If it was carved, you would have remembered it.
Business says, "Those were all danger filled. When I was born, the doctor slapped my mother and said, 'Don't let that happen again.'" Business says, Meato Barry, I love that one.
When you say girl lisp, I only think of Cindy Brady, Susan Olsen. She grew out of it though. Steven Andrews sent you revised art on correct. I saw that, Steven, but the image didn't load. I didn't see the actual image. I have a guy asking me for a restored Volkswagen Caribe. He wants it like perfect. So I put some of them on here. You're gonna like this one, Chris. You're gonna like these, Chris. Mark says to me, "Now you say that it must have been a windowed hearse. Maybe they made him to order, so whatever the funeral director wanted, that's what he got. If he knew he was going bankrupt anyway, he may have ordered a very expensive car just to see if they build it."
Dean says, seller adapted text error. Joke. I give up. How AI gets home from that, I don't know. Where?
Caribe, Chris, this one appears to be a GT because it has the Recaro bucket seats in it. But they can buy the GT emblem for the grill. They can buy the stickers for the side. They can buy the Caribe GT emblem for the back. So I would have to look at the original invoice to see if it was actually born as a GT or a GL. But there's also a very special model in here, which was the 1987 Pro, the Caribe Pro, the very last model that they made of that body style. I think there's two of them in here. They'll be coming up soon, and it's not a GT or anything, but it was a very nice car. They wanted to go out with style for that body style.
Why don't you send me a video?
Chris, he didn't tell me what he wanted. That's why I'm going to put some different ones on the list. I said, "Do you want a GT? Do you want?" He didn't have an answer for that. He just wants a restored Caribe, and he's in Canada, so we're going to have to put plates on it here so he can drive it all the way home.
Patrick is here?
Hey, Patrick Sullivan, welcome. That's why I have probably 8 or 9 cars to put on a list for him. He said he sent me a message that says, "I'm going to be in San Diego in a couple of days. Can you get me a Caribe, a restored Caribe?" I'm like, wait a minute. It's going to take longer than that to find the right car, to talk to you about it, to do everything. Can you come back? Yeah, I can come back. Okay, so I'm going to make a list of the cars because they're the nicest cars that I could find. He says, I don't. It doesn't have to be cheap. I just want a restored car. I said, okay. So I'm going to give him the prices because the really nice ones, people are asking huge money for him here. But he lives in Canada, so I'm not sure why he's not looking for a GTI in the US if he has the money to spend, because that's fuel injected and it'll probably start in the wintertime up there. But maybe he doesn't want to ever drive it in the wintertime. I don't know. Maybe he just likes the Caribe because it's a special car.
Chris says, part of me still wants an MK1 Rabbit Golf Caravan.
Well, it's a Caribe here.
Mark says, in my high school, there was a pastoral. I hope you know what I mean. And the father that was there drove a Volkswagen
Scirocco.
Scirocco. Not a Volkswagen guy, but that was nice.
I saw two of them here while I was looking for the Caribes. One really cheap and one really expensive. But I don't know. They're still in the U.S., so it's like sending sand to a beach. I can understand the Canadian guys because everything rusted out there long ago. So they're looking for non-rusted, completely intact, original or restored cars that they'll take care of there and they'll last a lifetime up there.
Um, Dean says with Duesenberg, it was easier. They just cut off more of the Model J and sold it at a higher price. J equals SJ equals SJ.
Not
And
equal,
then
but greater than.
greater than, and then you found a Clark Gable to buy it.
Yeah.
Chris says one had to pay tariffs with a Mexico to Canada sale, right?
No, he won't, but hopefully soon we're not going to have to pay any more taxes, any more tariffs either. I'm sure you heard what happened. We're still looking into that. So on Monday, I'm going to start sending messages to two customs agents and see if they've heard anything about it.
KJ Kylie's here.
Hey, KJ Kylie, welcome.
Business says, so this poor young farm kid lost an eye in an accident, and he was very self-conscious about it. They had no money, so his old man whittled him and fake eye out of white ash. Jay White is here.
Hey, Jay, welcome.
What color do you like best on cars for sale value? Red sports cars, black muscle cars?
We seem to do well with green Ram Chargers.
Yeah.
But it's not what color I like because I don't buy the cars to keep here. It's what the customer likes. And each customer is different. Everybody says red, but whatever color the car came in from new is the color I want that car. I don't care what color it was. If it was the weirdest color, I wanted that car. I wanted that color so you don't open the door on a red car and it has green door jambs on it. I mean, this is a really nice rally here. In red, it looks good. In black, it looks even better. And the one in front of my house.
Business says the old man whittled him and fake eye out of white ash. So the annual barn dance rolls around, and his mama convinces him to go. And all evening he was staring at his gorgeous young hair flip from across the dance floor, and finally got up the.
It says hair lip.
Hair lip.
Uh-huh.
Hair lip. I don't know what that means. Public composition request. Canada had a 25% tariff forever, but they call it an import tax. Thus it says, now there is supposed to be a 50% tariff across the board for everybody for 15 days. 150 days.
Well, this is the weekend still, Lester. We don't know what's actually going to happen. When the customs agents are notified of what's going on, then we will know. He continues.
So he finally got the courage to ask her to dance. So he asked her, and she responds, "Would I? Would I? Fuck you, hair lip, and he storms away." The way says, "Ever seen the movie Used Cars with Kurt Russell? Funny 1980s movie about car yards."
Yes, many times. Many times. There was only one Cadillac. One Cadillac. I don't ride nothing but a Cadillac. There's only one. And then the gas pedal falls off. Yes, that has happened to me in an old Cadillac. It has.
Dean says, "Gumption equals courage." Me duele el brazo.
It's not a red car. There's gray primer under the red. It's not a red car.
Why are you yelling?
I have to.
Why?
Stop saying anything. That's how the line was in the movie.
But why are you yelling? Oh, my arm is hurting. Do you see something?
No.
That's why I got my injection.
I don't even see where they injected you. But of course it's going to hurt. They don't even know what they're injecting you with.
They injected me with virus.
Was what pink? Believe in yourself. Have you seen the movie? Have you seen used cars? This one is a real Caribe GT because those are the original seats that came with it. The Recaro seats that said Caribe GT on the 3 colored seats. You can get those seats again. They remake them, but it says Recaro on there. It doesn't have the Caribe GT.
But it says it's not red, it's rojo.
Did you see the movie, Glenn? It was a line in the movie.
Patrick says, yeah, a long time ago.
He was scared of red cars, but it's not red because there's gray primer under the red. So it's a gray primered car. So with that, he was fine.
Steven says, okay, not sure why you can't see it. Did you click on the thumbnail? Try it again.
I didn't click on it, but the image did not show up on the on in the email, and it usually does.
You click on the image.
Patrick, it wasn't miles of cars. She said a mile of car, a mile of cars, where they changed they modified the volume, modified the line to make her say that. But it's a mile of cars. They would do it better today, of course. Changing the dialogue.
I think I've seen the movie with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That at the end, when they're measuring it, the license plate falls over. And
Yeah, flips down and yeah. Okay, you got it. Of course, isn't it a miracle that at that last second, the spring breaks on that license plate? The spring that has held it up for 40 years falls down. Joanne says, I just remember the dog that used to play dead when somebody went for a test drive. Yep. And your eyes are the color of these tires. Okay. Buick Centurion convertible sells as it drives out, the rear bumper falls off. I worry about that all the time. Station wagon drives out, tailgate comes down, kids fall out the back. That's just a normal thing. Kurt Russell, awesome Hollywood icon. Yeah, he's done a lot of good movies ever since he was with Disney.
Paragraph says, why did the crab blush?
I don't know, Barry. Why did the crab blush?
I feel like we're walking into a trap.
Well, there's no consequences, so it's fine. That's a lovely GT. I'll take 8, please. Send me the check. Actually, send me the wire, and I'll get them on the way. You won't even have to leave your house. It'll be shipped over to Jacksonville, and my transport company will pick it up in the port and deliver it right to your door. I just have to remember to add all the extra costs because it costs 1,000 pesos to send you the documents, and there's all kinds of fees that the customs agent charges and the port charges, and it's all included.
It's a cool looking car.
Which one is it? Is that the Renault? Because I'm seeing a backwards engine. And a hood that goes up backwards, so it's got to be French. Monsabo had one of those, a white one. It was so bad. 3 lug nuts, Jay. What do you think it is?
Chris is Renault 5.
Yes, it is. But Jay was supposed to guess.
Steven says, now you see him, now you don't. Love that movie. Saw it in a drive-in theater.
Yep. Somebody obviously redid the seats because there's no way that they would have plush seats like this in a Renault 5. There's no way. The plushness all around, the armrest, I guess, they go down on both sides. There's no way. No way they'd have that. But see, that's what Mexican upholstery shops can do for your little Renault. Make it a comfortable seat when it was not before. You need cushioning in these little cars.
Jay says, I've never seen one ever, not in the flesh anyway.
You've never seen a Renault car? Jay? Really? I guess they couldn't think of a name. So they says, we'll just call it the car. Yeah. Be done with it. This guy wants 190,000 pesos for this carry-all.
Nada más?
Nada más. I mean, does that look like 2 different color paint there?
Kind of does.
Does to me. And he put smoke tail lights on it. I mean, he thinks a lot of this truck. I mean, you can't even get that much for a bullnose pickup truck here. That's what Renaults were, Jay. 3 lugs. The guy it has a tailgate too, and people don't like that.
Mm.
People want the barn doors. It looks weird in the back. What I like most about driving this truck here, is you can look out the left mirror and see the tail light flashing for your brake lights and turn signals. So you know the guy behind you can see it too. Like verified that, yeah, they're working. And I like that. Oh, it's in Morelos. They're the only ones that have those license plates. So yeah, he's looks like he installed seatbelts too. Little seatbelts hanging from the ceiling. He put interior in it. That's not expensive material though. That
No.
is very cheap material that he did the interior with.
Glenn says, how long does it take to get something upholstered down there? I had to wait 16 months for my Rambler.
I can't honestly tell you, but the the repair that was done on the Ram Charger seat was 2 days. The seat was sent out to him, and it came back 2 days later, completely done. But did you did you wait for the material? You ordered the original material. That's what takes a long time to make. The actual reupholstering, if you just want to, do it like this truck here, the cheap material, they'll do it in a week. Has a stereo probably, but it is a 3-row truck. But for what he wants for that, it's just way too much. Way too much. Chris says it looks like Rust-Oleum blue. It could be. The city of La Conner, Washington used a LaCar briefly as a police car. Whose bright idea was that, Steve? To even buy a LaCar? The thing with buying something stupid like that for a police department is that there has to be a mechanic on staff that will be able to fix it. And when you have all American cars and then they bring that thing in, who's going to fix that thing?
Timber could have left.
Did he?
And he left me with the wondering why the crowds blush.
Barry, finish your joke. Dean goes to Reno. The biggest little city, Dean. Now, this is another Caribe that I put on the list. It doesn't say GT on it, but it looks like it could have the stickers on the side that say GT.
But it says because it's a Queen Mary's bottom. Ah, the boat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it does have Recaro seats in it, but who knows? I'll make the list and see what he says. I haven't sold one to Canada yet, but I think it's just a matter of him driving it straight across. We do the bill of sale to him. He doesn't have to import it into the US, so he drives it across and he can drive it all the way to Canada, and then he has to import it there. So he's going to have to figure out what the laws are there with a car from Mexico.
Chris says too much carry bag candy. Steven says ridiculous. Yes, it was a DDT during the 80s gas crisis, multiple publicity, I imagine.
That's not a good publicity stunt. They're going to think, why aren't you buying American and supporting the American car companies? Why are you buying a French car? That's the only thing I would think if I saw that. Or that it was impounded somewhere and they're using it as a police car, because it wouldn't even occur to me that they would actually go out and spend money for one. And to Jay, I think the first thing they learn in upholstery school is how to put people off. I don't think we have that problem here, Glenn, because they actually want to be paid. They want your products in, get them out, go on to the next one. Doesn't make any sense because nobody here is going to pay up front. And if somebody in the U.S. tells you, "Hey, I need you to pay up front," you tell them, "Fine, I'll find somebody else." Not going to happen.
Can Evoid is here?
Good morning, Dan. Good afternoon, Dan. Whatever it is. So there's no reason to pay up front because if they have financial interest in your upholstery, they're going to want you. They're going to want to finish it and get it back to you as fast as possible to receive that money back. If they don't have money to buy the material to redo your seats, then you don't want to do business with them anyway. That makes sense?
His son says, "Woohoo! My water just thawed out and started running again. I'm feeling fancy."
Is it still winter time up there for you guys? Jay says, I only seen one Mexican license plate in the flesh was at Land Rover dealership. A kid was going to college here from Mexico. Remember what state it was from? Is that asking too much? There's so many different options on these Caribes with the different types of seats, the original cloth, or they have these Recaros that have leather or vinyl or whatever. So I'm gonna have to see which one he wants, and we'll see. We'll bring whatever one back here, and then I'll trailer it to the border. We're gonna have to do some driving if he's gonna be driving it to Canada. We're gonna have to do some driving here to make sure the cooling system works, the electrical system works, everything works perfectly before trailering it up there.
Jay says it snowed last night.
Well, tell it to stop. We're almost into March. Somebody needs to go teach that groundhog a lesson.
What happened with the groundhog? I missed it.
He said 6 more weeks of winter,
Mm.
and these guys are experiencing it. Not us, but they are. How much could you guys get done if you had our weather all year long?
You keep saying that.
Huh? Well, I want an answer. I want an answer. Chris says, it was lightly snowing on my walk home from lunch this afternoon. Lightly snowing. Chris, do you like these Atlantics? There's, depending on what wheels you have and everything, they can look really good.
Oh, Carlos says, still winter, getting 2 feet of snow Sunday to Monday.
Wow. Oh. Stop yawning.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to eat my frozen Coke to give me a boost. Glenn says, I didn't put anything up front. They just don't want to work. I know an upholsterer pretty well, and he didn't want to touch it. Just wanted to do boats.
What do you do on boats?
Recover the seats, and then there's a cover for the engine, and then there's all kinds of stuff inside. The whole interior. Yeah. Pitts Night. I just put the Dakota in timeout and hibernated for a few days. Yeah, you teach it a lesson, Pitts Night. My Durango's been in timeout for over a month now since we got back from taking the Omega to the border. We've been walking to the store. We've been coming back in taxis. We don't need a car. We'd like a car, but we don't need it. Jay says, I took a picture of it and have to find it. I thought it was white with red and black, with some kind of emblem that reminded me of Germany. White with red and black. That could have been any of the states. Find it. Chris says, I prefer a Caribe, but I'd take an Atlantic over a lot of other cars. There was two-door Atlantics, stick shifts and everything. The GLS model is equivalent to the GT in the Caribe.
Cop Car Steve is here.
Hey, Cop Car Steve, welcome.
Says, buenas, mi amigo. You sound a lot better.
Yeah, we both are better.
Dr. Campbell says, it will be like Yuma, Arizona. We work outside all but about 3 days a year, and we were comfortable.
Yeah, you could get so much more done.
You made me yawn.
Why am I rolling on the floor, Barry? Like I said before, I really wish the AMC type cars had value because I would love to specialize in those. All of them. Because they're just such good driving cars. And they're fun with the stick shifts. Why am I rolling on the floor, Barry? Am I laughing on the floor? or just rolling. I saw a video of a guy. It was one of those police videos. For some reason, he threw gasoline on a guy's a Cadillac Escalade in the guy's driveway, and when he lit it on fire, it kind of sprayed on him, and his legs were on fire. And you see him in the video running away from the Escalade, and he ran to the front of the house and he was trying to put it out. And of course, a police car was coming up at the time and saw him, and stopped him and everything. Somebody in the comments says, "I guess he wasn't paying attention that day in school. Stop, drop, and roll." So, yeah, no, he was not paying attention that day in school. It's a dang good day to be Danny Boyd, Danny Boyd. Chris, do you like these taillights, or are they too much? These wider ones, like European.
Leslie says, I wouldn't get more done because the heat will kill me soon.
Well, that's true. But sweating is good for you, Lester. It clears out your pores, and you know, you be healthy. You have to sweat out the toxins, they said. How many times have we heard that? Sweat out the toxins. Now this is interesting because they put racing stripes on the seats. My hands are up in the air. I don't know why, but racing stripes on the seats.
Slimo's here.
Slimo, welcome. You had a burning ring of fire. Cop Car Steve, in Canada, those were called VW Rabbits. In Spain, they're Pollo. What are they called in Mexico? They're called Caribe, Caribe, and the Jettas were called Atlantic. So they had this Caribbean theme going on with these two Volkswagen models. And the Caribe GT came with a 1.8 liter engine with a carburetor, which is why there's no I on it. There's not fuel injected, and factory Recaro bucket seats, which the U.S. cars never had. So much better. Yes, Dean. Atlantics. I've published those and never got anybody, you know, even remotely interested, no matter how nice the car is. There's just like no market for them on those Jettas. Num num num. Those bumpers are for sale here. The GT bumpers, I've seen them with the turn signals in the bumpers. You have to look back at the original invoice to see what kind of to see, first of all, is it a real GT? Did it start off as a GT, and what options it had? Because everything the car had is going to be on that invoice. Everything that was added to the car, the seats, the wheels, the size of the tires, everything, every option that it has is going to be on there.
Of course, what's the translation into English? Caribe.
Caribbean. That's what it translates to. Sounds like he got caught by the. Can you translate those emojis? Is that a tractor?
Comet?
I don't know either. We're spending too much time trying to decipher what Dean writes. So, Chris, what's your favorite color on the Caribe GT? And all of those old antique auto license plates in Mexico City and Ciudad de Mexico, they're all expired.
Why is it red over here?
I think he put like LEDs in there or something, which is a reason I would not buy the car. I don't want a car that somebody's put their hands in there and then I have to get back in there and put the little green bulbs back in there. No, no reason for it. Well, you're looking at the ones. There was gray, there was red. I think they had a blue on one. Somebody's over there. A lot of them were red. A lot of them were white and gray. This one also has the original Caribe GT Recaro bucket seats, which are what, white, gray, and black colors. The rear seats are also the same, upholstered the same. And then they brought out those, not with Caribe, but with Recaro, 3 different colors. So you could also get them in 3 different colors, not from the factory, but you can get it now. I know this is called a Quantum over there in the US because it had a 5-cylinder. This is called a Corsair, Corsar here. It has the same engine as the Rabbit. It's the 4-cylinder. A lot of them are 5-speed manuals. So, you know, you have the solid engine and transmission in this thing, and it's a much bigger car for a family.
Because is laughing and rolling after my crab joke. Either Barry is busy and takes him a time to answer, or his internet is really slow.
Let's just say he's busy.
Dean says kitchen or on fire, Takashi.
Those look like really comfortable seats, but I don't see any seat belts, which does not surprise me. But they also came in station wagons. The Corsair came in station wagons, also with a manual, which I think I put one in here.
George says, I saw one of them when I was in college.
The 5-cylinder, I think, was an Audi engine that they put in those in the US, and they were not that dependable, especially with the automatic transmission. And most people bought them with automatic transmissions over there. So I wouldn't buy one with an automatic. It would have to be a manual.
Takashi says, in Mexico, did they ever have the Scirocco? Bad spelling. It was like the Caribe, but longer and less and more sporty.
No, the car was not sold here, but there are a few of them here. I saw 2 of them. I saw 2 of them for sale. Oh, here's the 1987 Caribe Pro. This was the last year model they made it here in 87, and they wanted to go out with the nicest car they could make. The front spoiler, the big Pro letters, the fog lights in the grill. It's just a really nice looking car. Something they didn't have in the US, this particular package. But you know, it was the last year they were making it. The next year in '88, they had the new Golf design they sold here. So, Scirocco, yes.
Vincent says, I missed the punchline Barry. I called back twice. The punchline was because he saw the bottom of Queen Mary's, because he saw Queen Mary's bottom.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
These had special seats, as you can see. They didn't use that in any other car. So this is a special model, the last edition, basically, for the Rabbit.
Let's not make sure you're on live chat, because that's probably why you can't see it, because he says bottom. They're talking to you.
Mm-hmm. So maybe the guy's going to want one of these as the last edition rather than a GT. I don't really know. I'm going to make the list and see what he says. Pit Snipe says, Buddy in high school had a Sapporo. That was a very different car, Pit Snipe. That was a Mitsubishi sold through the Plymouth dealer, which was a nice car too.
I thought it was alcohol.
Sapporo?
Yeah.
Why?
That's alcohol.
Huh?
Because that's alcohol.
How do you figure that?
Because that's the name of the alcohol.
Well, it's the name of a Plymouth made by Mitsubishi.
Yeah, Japanese alcohol.
And they called it a Galant in Japan. And they called it something else down under. What I liked most about those, I had a Dodge Colt, a 79 Dodge Colt. When you put the turn signal on, it gave a sound first, like and then started clicking, click, click. And look at the mileage on this car, 17,000 kilometers on this Caribe, original kilometers. So how many miles is that? Very few. Maybe he's going to want something like that. I don't know. We will see. There is a nice car, though. It may be all original. I'm going to have to ask. Wonder if the license plate is current.
Chris is a wee bit over 10,000 miles.
Oh, that's good. It's a very low mile car. The last year model, very low mile car. That's probably why he's asking a lot of money for it. But you never know. Maybe that's the car the guy wants. Then we'll transport it up on a transport company, a transport truck to here, and I'll trailer it to the border, get it washed before he sees it, which we didn't do with the Amiga. Because there's no, I didn't see any car washes around there. Because I would not have taken it off the trailer, just cleaned it where it was.
Bean says Scorpion. The band? I like the band. Driveway says nothing hard about selling the Beetle or get a MK1 Rabbit card.
Is your Beetle fuel injected?
Business says I had a 77 Plymouth Arrow with a 1.8 liter
Mitsubishi
that did not like unleaded fuel. I must have run 100 gallons of water down the carb throat to knock the carbon off the valves. Must have had 12 horsepower tops.
Well, you could have taken the engine apart and see what was going on. See, this is the station wagon. There's no interior picture, but it is a 5-speed manual. So it is kind of a neat wagon to play around with. And it has the Volkswagen, it has the Rabbit engine in it, so you don't have that weird Audi 5-cylinder. So all the pluses in the world in a big station wagon for your family. But Volkswagen people really don't buy these older ones, these older models. So I don't know. There's not a big market for these. And they don't go for very much here. Be nice to drive one, though. With original wheels. Original size wheels. Because I don't think the US ever got those European headlights there. They only got the four headlights that look like the Crown Victoria. With the turn signal underneath it.
Chris says that's something Green Corsair you sent the pictures of before, right?
I don't know, Chris. If it is, it's been for sale for a long time. It is possible. I don't like the big wheels on it, though. But you can find the original wheels, put a new set of tires on it, and you're done. It's 5-lug, though. Are Caribes 5 lugs? A lot of room under that hood. You can put another engine in it. Put a bigger engine in it. Put a VR6 in it. Have a 5-speed VR6 in a Corsair wagon. We can't do that here. We're not allowed to. There's no engine exchanges allowed to cross the border. Absolutely not allowed. The EPA forbids it. So, like, we can't, if there's an S10 Blazer with a 350 in it here, I can't offer it for sale, even though it'd be a really cool truck. Or that 85 Nissan 200 SX that's in Guadalajara that has a Mustang 5.0 5-speed in it, and it looks like a factory job because there's no cutting of the hood, there's nothing. You don't even know what's in it when you're looking at the car.
Popcar says that pickup truck looks like Marty McFly's truck off of the Back of the Future.
Yes, but it has a long bed, and Marty's truck was a short bed. And then I don't like all these blacked out taillights and stuff on the side and everything. None of that is necessary. Yeah, but they've already screwed into the body. So that's a problem. They're probably covering up rust.
Margaret says my father had a Hyundai Excel that needed premium fuel. Prisnal says exactly what I was thinking, Steve.
Well, if you buy a new MG here, the little car, it will not run on our regular fuel here. You have to buy premium fuel for it. It just will not run on it. It won't start, it won't run, nothing. It's not that it runs bad, it just will not run. And you would think that the car company would design the engine to work on the fuel that's sold in the country it's sold in. But nope, it is an MG after all. Chinese did not learn any lessons at all. The top Saturn 1600 and Astron 80 4G51 1850cc engines were very easy to get carboned up early MCA jet. Stray Bullet. Hey, hey, Stray Bullet.
Hey, Stray Bullet.
We can see you.
Sorry. 1 second.
We can see you, so that's good.
Hey, baby.
No, Cop Car Steve, there's no ethanol in the fuel here at all. Corn is for eating. Corn is for food. There's no ethanol here at all. What do you want, Cat? We don't have any food. She was taking something out of a package, but it's not food. Put that over there.
Hey, baby. Mm. Mm. Not too high.
Well, this is where it was before. Put it
Yep.
same place?
Yeah. Why are you so dirty?
She's not asking you guys. She's asking the cat. Pit snipe. Now that I think about it, I think that arrow was a 1.6. We used to ramp it over railroad crossings after football practice till I crushed the oil pan up into the crank. $100 car. Barracuda. Down under, the Plymouth Arrow is a Mitsubishi Celeste. Stray Bullet. You might not, Dean. Celeste. That's a weird name for a car. That's a girl's name. How are they going to get guys to buy it? Bet you can guess the price of this Land Cruiser here too, Chris.
That's dirty.
Since this is imported and all kinds of stuff. Why are you purring so loud? No. He loves to do that. Cop Car Steve. Is it safe to say in Mexico there are a lot more standard transmissions offered in vehicles? There is you. Oh, absolutely. Did you look it up, Chris? Are you cheating? It's somewhere around 900,000 million, something like that for this thing. Oh yeah.
What?
They are still offering manual transmissions in cars, new cars. Most, for example, the Ram 700, which is actually a Fiat, for the 2025 model year, we went to the dealership, Mrs. Spec and I, because a client asked us to go look at it, and they said, "Oh, there's not going to be any stick shifts for 2025 or maybe it was 2024. There's not going to be any more manual transmissions." Okay, fine. So we'll have to find the year before. Fine, whatever, slightly used. So then I look at 2026. They're offering the stick shift again because everybody wants a stick shift in a little vehicle. Who's going to want an automatic? Stray Bullet. I have sad news for everybody. The internal flame of the stump has been extinguished. Already? I mean, did it burn it all up? Is it just a husk? Or did the wind blow it out? Cop Car Steve. There's a saying in Canada, if you don't want a car stolen, buy a manual, because no one can drive manual transmissions anymore. That's the new generation of criminal. Well, everybody drives manuals here, except for my son and my wife. Is there a common denominator there?
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, just about everybody drives manuals here. I'm kind of shocked when I see somebody pick us up for an Uber and it's an automatic because it's such a hard life. You know, they should be driving a manual because the manual I talked to these Uber drivers, and the manuals in these little cars, they're getting 200,000 kilometers out of a clutch, and that's basically besides oil changes, the only thing they have to do on service every 200,000, put a clutch in it, and the thing drives forever. So you can't really lose. They're getting their monies out of these vehicles. Dean Stevenson. The early Celeste was either 1600 chain driven overhead cam or 1600 belt driven overhead cam. No certification between each. Our Celeste GSR had Astron 80 2-liter option. MMCL. Changed the names everywhere. Yep. Mitsubishi Motor Corporation. Barracuda. Trump has defanged the EPA, hasn't he? Pretty much, yes. Because it shouldn't have been in existence in the first, not EPA, but the ruling that they had shouldn't have been in existence anyway. Chris says all of my daily drivers are manuals. Of course, you need it. It's better mileage too. Steve, just talked to my buddy who lives in Buckeye, Arizona. He says he would pick up a car for me if I bought one. He's looking for Super Beetle parts too. We've never had Super Beetle parts here. All of the Beetles are standard Beetles all the way through 2003. But Steve, did you tell him that he would have to come into Mexico at Nogales to pick up the car for you? It's not just me delivering it to him in Arizona. He would have to cross into Mexico in order to pick it up. And the car would have to be in his name, and then he would sell it to you on the other side of the border. Dean Stevenson, unelected officials ran the EPA just like the GAT. Gray Bullet says, there's still some stump left, Mexican. The rainstorm put it. Oh, the rainstorm.
Aww.
Mother Nature hates me too. Cop Car Steve. Well, my friends, I enjoyed stopping by, but I have to go buy a carburetor for my SSP Mustang. Carburetor? They had a carburetor on it? It was 85, right? Not 86. Okay. Take care, Cop Car Steve. Adios.
Bye bye.
Driveway of Misfits. Later, Steve. Dean GATT. General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Was established by 23 founding nations on October 30th, 1947 in Geneva. Took effect on January 1st, 1948. What it became was an anti-U.S. racket. So everybody against the U.S. I watched a lot of videos about what happened, the ruling and everything. And of course, Trump is very upset. But I only want to know how it's going to directly affect me and my clients on Monday when I talk to my two customs agents, if they've heard anything about it, because my client has not paid the tariff yet, and because the vehicle has not landed in the U.S. yet. So we'll see what happens if he can pay a lower, like Lester said, 15% instead of the 25%. It's a win. Anything is a win. Gray Bullet says unelected and uneducated. They don't need education, or their education, whatever education they have, doesn't matter anyway. Stephen Andrews, yes, I told him. Not the car having to be in his name, though. We could figure it out. Still hoping to get a Ram Charger. You mean one of the newer ones, Steve? The 91, 99 to 2001? There's a really, really, really nice one right now. It's red. It's got the third seat in the back. It's a fully loaded SLT. Not a fully loaded, sorry. It's an SLT, not an SLT Plus, which means it has the gray cloth interior, not the leather. But it's in really good condition. I just got some pictures of it. I bought a piece for my last client's Ram Charger, the running board for him, because he was parting out another one. But he has this one for sale for a very reasonable price. And it's got the third seat in the back, fully loaded. The front and rear air and everything works. The tires are almost new. It has aftermarket wheels on it, but he has the original wheels. They're just painted black, and he's missing the center caps. Now, my current client said that he's gonna look into 3D printing the center caps for these wheels, because I could sell tons of them here. Because everybody is missing them. I asked this guy, well, what happened to the center caps? Oh, they were stolen from me. Because everybody needs them, so they steal from him and they put it on another one. Then they steal back from that one and put it on the next one. So yeah, so it's a very, very nice red one. Gray Bullet. Now you have a 10% tariff, Mexican. Well, we will see. We will see. Exfoliating, that's called. Dean,
Oh,
that's
dear
not the best
Lord.
kind of people to operate a 5 gas analyzer. Are you having your own conversation, Dean? Steve Andrews. No, this is an automatic. The manual transmissions, there's a red one because the manual transmissions are base models. They don't have, they're not gonna. It's only gonna have air conditioning in the front, not dual air. It's not gonna have the third seat in the back. It'll have the same seats as the other one because you had your choice of just the gray cloth or the leather with the gray cloth ins or the what do they call them? It's not really gray. It's not the same gray cloth inserts. It's like
Velour?
velour type things. Well, there's a new name for it. Um, Barracuda, manual trans in Mexico. Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. This car you're looking at here is a turbocharged Nissan Hikari. Looks like it needs some work. The front suspension definitely needs some work because when you look at it from the front, the tires are not facing the same way.
On that picture, it looks like a toy car.
It's like it's the front wheel's crooked, but it is one of the hard to find turbo models.
So close to the ground, it looks like a toy car.
Yeah. So there's a few turbos around. And I wouldn't be Mexican Spec if I didn't show a Beetle.
Dean says ours was a vortex. We couldn't get the EGI turbo.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was. Do you prefer feather or fabric interior? Leather.
Leather.
Sorry, leather. I need to clean my glasses.
Jay, I live in a very, very hot climate, so I prefer fabric. The leather, but on the Ram Charger, what you sit on is the fabric, the cloth, and the leather is on the outside, so
yeah.
It would be fine too. We drove it all the way across the country, and it was a very stiff seat. Part of the backing was like pushing into my kidneys, so the way I was sitting in the seat is a very stiff seat. I like the more plush seats of the old Cadillacs.
Jay says, do you know of the Hitler and Volkswagen connection?
Yes, Jay, everybody does. We're not going to fault the car for its origins.
Oh, but you're going to fault the dog?
Yes, because it's in their blood.
Mm.
Glenn, you wouldn't be Mexican Spec without Mrs. Mexican Spec. Actually, I would.
Are you going to tell them why we might not have a live tomorrow?
We're going to have a live tomorrow.
Oh, we're going to have. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you're going to tell them tomorrow?
I'm not going to be on Tony's live tomorrow because tomorrow is our anniversary, our wedding anniversary, and I'm going to take Mrs. Spec out to have, of course, my favorite food, the ribs. And then we're going to go for some frozen yogurt after that. That depends on how cold it is outside.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty windy and cool outside right now.
We'll go for coffee, I guess.
So, yeah, but we'll be back here for the live sometime. I don't know what time, but we're going to be live. We're going to try the vertical thing and see what happens. See if we can get new people in. Not that you guys aren't enough, but I need to try to grow my channel and maybe like throwing darts at a dartboard. Maybe somebody out there would be interested in a Mexican car if they knew who I was or knew I even existed. Oh yeah, Buff's gonna be live in about 4 hours at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock our time, Buff. I have enough time to eat my frozen Coke and have my bag of Fritos. I had my cereal this morning. We have to call the. We ran out of gas last night, so we have to call the gas company to bring us a
gas tank.
Bring us a tank of gas. They said it's like 400 pesos. Like the price went down.
No.
That's what AI told me.
AI lies.
We'll see if AI lies, and I'll punish.
It depends on the. Did you ask how much for the 30 kilo?
I don't know.
Because it's a 30 kilo.
Oh, I don't know. We'll look for it again. Chris, well, happy anniversary, you two. How many years has it been? 4 years married, but many more together.
Yes.
Jay says, guest with Tony. That would give you more exposure. I've done that, and it didn't. because I will not go on there and show my face. I'm only a green screen on there. Jay, that's something we need to talk about because I can't show my face on your channel either. Glenn, I'll be asleep in 4 hours. Have a nice sleep, Glenn. Yes, 8 your time, 9 US Central. Barry, I'd like a 75 RAM charger. Barry, there's something similar to that in Durango here, or it was before. It needs all of the body work done, but it is the full convertible RAM charger. And I think it does have a top. And of course, we do have the body shop here. So, we could do it with enough money. I would probably have that one shipped over here in a truck instead of driving it because I'm sure the steering is loose and stuff. You got to like this one, Chris. So yeah, that is available still, I think.
This is actually the 1987 New Zealand Subaru Vortex, was also known as the XT or Alcyon, but it had detailed changes.
Well, it's easier to say XT, Dean.
J-Moy says, why did Volkswagen put the engine in the back?
Maybe it was an afterthought.
Andrew says, feliz aniversario. Thank you.
Gracias, Steve.
Why did Volkswagen put the engine in the back?
We actually weren't thinking about getting married, but when our friend died and we saw all of the red tape that he had to go through,
well, because his family had to
his family had to go through just to get him cremated and then take the ashes and everything else. We had to make things legal with documentation because if something happened to me, she had no rights, even if she can prove that we lived together all these years and all of that. So we made it legal on paper and everything. So yeah, it's just what you have to do.
Yeah. The law in Mexico is common law, so I did have certain rights, but for
to try to prove that at a hospital would be very difficult.
Yeah, but for other things, it would have been very difficult.
Yeah, Chris, is a very nice Combi with the newer Beetle wheels, which I think look really good on there. But it's another one that's asking a lot of money. I'm going to publish it and see what happens. I know it's at a dealer, it's at a Volkswagen dealer, but it is just really nice. I have to see how many kilometers it has on it because it wouldn't be worth it. I don't care what condition it's in to ask that kind of money unless it has really, really low kilometers, which is what the only thing the Americans look at. I get people asking me on a 50-year-old car, how many kilometers does it have on it? I don't know, all of them?
Mm-hmm.
The car is 50 years old. What's important now is the condition of the car and what's happened to it, over the years. Glenn says, if I have trouble falling asleep, I'll count rust-free Mexican cars jumping over a fence. Good. That'll help you. Make them red, white, green. Red, white, green. Barracuda, was the Vortex
all-wheel drive? Why red, white, green?
That's the colors of the flag.
Es verde, blanco, rojo.
Huh?
Verde, blanco, rojo.
Okay, green, white, red. Turn them around. Dean says, yes, Barracuda. All were in New Zealand, Australia. Thank you, Lester. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Lester. And that just says, Mrs. Mexi, I give you the right to clip Mexi under the ear when he's naughty.
Thank you, Granddad. She doesn't need any more encouragement. Uno.
Hi, Uno.
Hey, Uno. We're almost done. We're almost done here. So we have to call the gas company to have them bring us a gas tank, which they arrive pretty quick because they're around the area. They get called from the center and they show up immediately. I just don't know how much it is. I do happen to have the cash here though. But I think we aren't going on 3 years with that tank. Yeah, 3 years with that one tank.
It says you have common names, Bravo, Martinez. Did you take your last name? No, I didn't take his last name. It would have been more red tape, so no, I just easier.
Nobody even questions us. They look at the IDs. They don't even question us. They say we're married. Nobody even says anything because we did when we left with the green Ram Charger the first time we got stopped because it had plates from Mexico, from Estado de Mexico, and he says, oh, you live there? Do you have IDs? We both showed our IDs with the same address on it, and he hands them back. Okay. like that, and yeah, we're gone.
Yeah.
And Dean knows what I look like right there.
Yep. That's your picture.
Always. Yep.
And it says there's a churro truck for sale near me. Just send it to you.
Oh, thank you. You should buy it. You should always be in the churro business. Uh
This
oh, my foot
is
fell asleep.
you're right. It's always easier to say ecstasy.
Ooh. Mark says, my wife and I have been married for going on 15 years next March. Here in Quebec, there is a law where the bride keeps her last name and doesn't adopt her husband's name.
Oh.
Well, it's an option. Uno says, don't have the show during a curling gold medal game. Canada won. Curling?
Curling is
I,
the
I know what it is, but it's not even in my universe, so I didn't know anything was going on. We have it at the same hour every Saturday. So
firefly is here.
Vilefly looks up Japanese railgun tech with compound eyes. Those are words. Dean says, you're such a sweet guy, Mexican Spectre. Thank you. Can't walk right now, but okay. Driveway. It'll be 29 years for me in October. Well, we've been together for many, many years. Many
Yeah.
before that. Living together and everything. So the 4 years is just from the date of marriage. And you'll notice the day, February 22nd, and it's been 4 years. So we got married on February 22nd, 2022, just to have twos all the way across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't forget.
That was planned.
Yeah. It was like a Tuesday or something. Whatever it was, we did it.
Well, says curling is so weird. Golf for ice people.
Golf for ice people. Is it on ice? No, it's not on
Yes.
ice.
Yes.
Curling is on ice?
Yeah.
Oh. Thought it was on the.
No.
Maybe they call that something else. What do they call it? What's that other?
I don't know.
Over 20 years for me and faithful for 3. You or her? The red combi is awfully nice. Yeah, it is. I didn't want to put any crappy ones on here this time. I only put the nice ones.
I like that bug.
You have to admit there's a lot of really, really nice old cars in Mexico, because I don't put anything on here that's newer than 25 years old, except for that first truck, the 4-door D21. That's like 5 years newer. Shuffleboard, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Patrick. You get 37 Mexican Spec points. So that's like 2 Kim points.
I like that bug. Granda says Mark Bolivia is the same. Ian says Granda's young, especially if he likes it. Alpha says looks like Japan has beat the world on naval railgun tech. 50 millimeter projectile, I think. Everyone gave up. Stephen Andrews here.
You 2 channels. Thank you, Stephen.
I forget I have the channels. Hi, Spec. JY says, hey, never been to Cuba. Love the old cars there.
Hey, ever been to Cuba?
Oh.
Question mark. No, but when we were sitting at the airport coming back here, one of the flights was heading off to Havana from Mexico City, so it's possible. It's possible to go there. Isn't it amazing that this is a white bug, but you put just that little bit of color on the side and in whatever design, and it really brightens the car up. Really brightens it up. Like probably something that like you're gonna do, Chris, on your little white Fiat.
Firefly also likes the bug. Patrick says wood. JY says Herbie the Love Bug.
Much newer.
Says, nice JY. Some Romeos are tough dogs to keep chained to the fence. Also, Campo says you can get real Kim points on our live show tonight.
Yep. But you see, the Kim points are worth like 18, well, probably 17 now. It takes 17 Mexican Spec points to equal 1 Kim point. So I have to give out a lot at one time, Buff. You know, it's all math.
Pixel says descontaron account. Not many phone locals there. Dean says
you can't really get in there, Pit Snipe. unless you're brought in there.
Papa says the leather really ties the car together. Uno says that's called Aussie Dream on that bug.
Is it?
Yeah, what's his Dean? It was a line in a movie. And Glenn Nicholson says Mexican spec points save them for valuable prices.
Yes, but they're only worth 17 to 1 right now, Glenn.
Says you're welcome. Chris says I'll be posting a video today with info on what I'll be doing on this. Yeah.
Oh, good, because I'd like to see it. How are you gonna put color on the inside? Hopefully, don't say lighting, please.
Dean says Jay Wise. Oh well, now I feel awful that I'm not as good. Policarafano says cars don't last 25 years in Massachusetts, rusted out after 10 years.
Right. So isn't it nice to see really nice ones? We started over again. We already passed the D21 that I was talking about.
Jay White says, how do you come up with the name Mexican?
Well, it was pretty easy that I'm offering Mexican specification cars. So I kind of cut the second word down.
Because it says I was brought in there. No. Jay White says, seeing you're a swinger. Buffett says, what's the blue car?
It's a 42 Plymouth, 1942 model.
Chris says, watch the video and find out.
I will.
Dean says, Jay Wise because MS12A was already taken. Pisnell says, he has huge pectoral muscles here. Steven says, 42 Plymouth. Dean says, I keep getting caught, Jay Wise.
I think we're going to end it here because we have to get a tank of gas in here, see how much it is. And so appreciate everybody coming. Look for us tomorrow night. I don't know what time because I don't know what time we're going to get back here. But look for us tomorrow night. We're going to try to do the vertical thing. Then you guys are going to have to deal with newcomers coming in. And we're going to need a mod because some of the people that come in are not nice. So they need to be blocked right away. So we're going to need to have a mod in here. And it's going to be too late for Jay, so I don't know who Mrs. Spec is going to choose to be our new mod. So anyway, yes, Granddad, they're all for sale. All of them. We can even arrange shipping. We'll figure a way to get it to you. So, you have anything to say?
No, just we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Glenn.
Hopefully, vertically. We'll see what happens.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.